Hey there, so my name is Loren, and I had the privilege of working with Barbara on our nonverbal communications group project. And just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea on how we worked our procedure through, just a little bit better, I decided to include my 4 videos of my 4 test subjects, just so you could kind of see, the stories that they were telling and, what the other test subjects had to kind of go off of, based on what they were seeing, based on their initial impressions, and what they would pick up from their nonverbal characteristics. So, yeah, that's kind of how we worked our procedure out, and you'll be able to see that now here in these next 4 videos. The first video is of a girl named Kelsey. She's 20 years old, and she's actually telling the truth. The second video is of my roommate Nick. He's 20 years old as well, and he is actually telling a lie. The third video is of my other roommate Catherine. She's 21, and she is going to be telling the truth in this story as well. And the last video is of my other roommate Nick, and he's 21 as well, and he's going to be telling a lie. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the videos, and hope it kind of gives you a little better idea of just how we went about constructing our procedure. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Kelsey, and I'm going to tell you a story about my sister Chandler and I. So my sister's only a year older than me, and I'm 20, she's 21, and when we were really little, whenever we get in fights, and I was always scared she was going to beat me up or something, and she would do the same too, we'd go grab a knife and chase each other around just so she wouldn't beat me up, and that was my only defense. And so one time my house was being under construction, and it kind of just had the saws were laying out and stuff, and it was just ladders were around, so we kind of just wanted to mess around and play hide and go seek in there. And I don't even know how it started, but I was chasing her with a saw, and she thought I really was gonna saw her in half, I don't know what, and so she ran up a ladder, and I chased her with the ladder, and she jumped off and broke her arm, which is really funny, but now we can look back and laugh on it.
Did you chase her with the ladder, or did you chase her with the saw?
Did I say ladder?
Yeah.
I chased her with the saw. No, she ran up the ladder, and I chased her with the saw.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. My name's Nick. I got a story about breaking my leg. My 8th grade year in middle school, I went snowboarding at Ski Bowl, night skiing, and I was with a whole bunch of family. I'd gone down the mountain about 4 or 5 times, and my last run I wanted to do something really cool, so I went down this pathway that cuts through the trees and it dips down. There's a snow wall, you ride the snow wall and you come down and it shoots you out. It lasts about half a second long. I go in faster than usual. I come out and there's a tree no bigger than that, no wider than that. I come out and it's sitting right in the middle of the exit, and I don't know if I should go left or if I should go right, and I couldn't figure out. I try to go left, but my body's trying to go right. I end up sliding on the ice because it's just cold, and I slide right into that tree, smack right into it, hit my left femur. I wake up kind of blacked out from it, don't know what's going on. I'm laying there, and I try to get up, and I hear my bones grinding together, and I know that something's wrong. I start screaming, yelling for help, and nobody's there. I'm waiting 40 minutes, and I'm like, damn, if I stay here, I'm stuck here. I gotta get up and move. I start pushing myself, scooping out the snow that was on top of me, push myself out the exit, and I just slide down my back, unbuckle my bindings, keep sliding down the mountain. To the next ski lift, it wasn't for about another 30 minutes until I got some help. And the ambulance came, and I got a ride home. Basically, I was on my own for a broken leg. So how long were you? How long did it take you to get out of the place where you messed your leg up to the second ski lift?
Well, I was stuck in there for about 40 minutes, and I didn't realize that I needed to get out and get my own help until it took me about 20 minutes to get out of my bindings.
Wow. All right. Thanks, man.
Last week, my cousin and her boyfriend Daniel and my cousin Brittany went to Mary's Peak, and at the bottom of the hill, we saw this old man axe his window open and try to get his keys out the ignition. And then we were looking at them and we were like, that's not going to be us, we're just going to continue on to our hike. And then later on that day, Daniel got his keys stuck in Brittany's car, and we had no idea how to get the keys out of the car. So we all emptied out our pockets to see what we had. We had a lighter. We had these hooks that put down the picnic blanket, and we used those hooks to pry open the window, and then found some kind of stick from a tree, and then like jammed the door open and got the keys out. It was so epic. I feel it was like a minute. Ah, it's exactly a minute. Yes.
So when you got the keys out, wait, whose car were the keys locked in?
It was locked in Brittany's car.
Okay, but Daniel left the keys in there?
Yeah, Daniel left the keys in there, and we just thought of, oh my gosh, this was us. Exactly.
All right. Sweet. Nice story.
When I was about 2, my sisters entered me into a crawling derby contest. We were at a Safeway. A crawling derby contest is pretty much what it sounds like. You go up and you crawl against other babies. There's usually about 8. And then, so after the first one that I went in, I got first place, so I got to go to regionals. And regionals was in Denver. And so after regionals, you crawled, and there was like heats. I think there's 3 heats. And after that, I got first place in regionals. So I got to go to nationals up in New York, and then nationals was a little bit more intense. I think there was 8 heats, and top 5 of each heat advanced until there was only 1 left, and then there was 5 people left, and I ended up getting 2nd place in that. What happened after getting 2nd place? I won my family a trip to Texas and got to crawl at the Dallas Cowboys halftime field. I was a Huggies baby, and after that, furthermore, I got to be a Huggies baby, so I did commercials, I did videos, I got to travel to certain events. My family got free diapers for life, and they made quite a bit of money off of it too.
So, how much money did your parents make off it? Were you making money with the derbies, or were you making money after, when you became the Huggies baby?
After. So we started making money after, and we made about 60 grand plus the endorsements that we got through Huggies. So we got free any kind of diaper supplies, any kind of baby needs that we needed.
Nice.
So we got those for my family. And
too bad you were the baby of the family. Hey, so, as kind of proposed in our hypothesis, we know that men and women make initial impressions and judgments based off a limited amount of information. And, that's really kind of what we were exploring here in this whole entire experiment. But, with that being said, we also believe, and we state this in our hypothesis, that the initial impressions that men and women make differ just based off the fact that they are different. They have different sexes. They're men and they're women. We think that a woman can sit there and listen to a man tell a story and gather A, B, and C from it, whereas a man will sit there and watch the same guy tell the same story and gather, D, E, and F from it. So yeah, that was kind of our initial hypothesis, and our results were extremely telling of that. It'll take too long to go over all the results from all the different questionnaires that everybody did, so I'm just going to kind of go over the results that really kind of proved our hypothesis the most. And these were the results of the questionnaires based off the videos that I just showed you. So Barbara's 4 test subjects that you got to see in the end of her video, they came up with these results about my 4 test subjects that I just showed you in the beginning of my video. So yeah, here they were. For my first video, Kelsey, the 20-year-old girl who was telling the truth, everyone rated her as likable and attractive, but one female was the only person in Barbara's group of test subjects who thought she was telling the truth. Everybody else thought she was lying, where she was really telling the truth. Everybody thought that her occupation would be a student, except for one male who thought that she could have been maybe a barista. That shows right there just a little bit of a difference in gender and the way that they perceive people based off their nonverbal characteristics. Furthermore, the males in particular thought that Kelsey seemed confident, whereas the women said that she seemed less confident and more competent. The women also noted that she seemed sensitive, whereas the males said no, and they didn't really feel that way about her. But with that being said, everybody did rate her as social. So that just kind of shows right there some differences in the perceptions that people have just based off something as simple as their gender. So in an effort to kind of conclude our experiment, I guess I just first of all like to say I hope you guys enjoyed it and were able to kind of grasp a better understanding on the differences in nonverbal communication and its perception based off gender. You know, the results that we had from our test subjects, they were great and they were extremely telling and proving of our hypothesis. My results were admittedly a little bit less staggered based on the difference in men and women than I had initially anticipated them being. But I do kind of believe this to be the case because, you know, the group of 4 people that I chose, they're a very tight-knit group of people. They all live together. They all live with me. We all live together. And so I think that just kind of closest that we have and friendship that we have kind of showed out in my results more than it did in Barbara's results, just based off the fact that we, you know, we're such a close group of people and we all live together. But with that being said, Barbara's results were extremely telling and proving of our hypothesis. Like I mentioned to you earlier, you know, the biggest differences were really seen in Kelsey's video, and the men and women, they just practically they really couldn't agree on anything. And they were usually, the 2 women thought this, and it was the same thing, and the 2 men thought this, and it was the same thing. And those results went on and continued kind of throughout their other 4 videos and the results that Barbara's test subjects were able to get. There was a lot of disagreement, a lot of agreement on kind of simple things that are just general, but a lot of disagreement on other things that are more big. Particularly, you know, there was disagreement on small characteristics like whether or not the person was sensitive or competent or confident. There's a lot of disagreement on that, especially with between the men and women, especially with Kelsey. Secondly, there was also a lot of disagreement on potential occupation for the person. Everybody kind of assumed that they were students, but the men would add, hey, he's a student, but he might also do this. And the women would say, no, I don't necessarily think he does that. And lastly, there was just differences in based off giving them just kind of a general label, you know, like an intelligent person, a studious person, a party goer, a athlete, whatever it may be. There's differences in that as well. You know, people would think that one person was studious, like say Catherine. Some people thought she was studious, and other people said, no, she seems more friendly. So yeah, those were pretty much the 3 main differences, and they were very proving of our hypothesis. And kind of in conclusion, I guess I can really say that gender does play a huge role in you know, the perception of nonverbal characteristics. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our video, and hope you were able to learn a little bit from our experiments and our group project. Thanks so much. Bye.